What's up, Scrappy peeps? It's Del from Inkie Quill, and it's hard to believe we are halfway through the Inkie June Marathon. Whole lot of videos this month. Let me know in the comments, I'd be interested actually, what your favourite video has been so far, either on this channel or on my Let's Get Inkie channel. I think my favourite layout so far has been the most recent one here, Sweet Babes, which was with the rainbow coloured stripy paper and the little Archie cameo in the background as well. I think that's been my favourite layout that I've made for quite a long time. And yeah, I would be interested to know if your favourites are the same as my favourites. So for this one, I had this background piece and I really wanted to use the hearts, but I didn't quite have enough paper. And so I decided to attach a little piece of this pink checkered one that I had. I'm using up some awkward shaped paper scraps from my stash. So these are all papers from my pile of papers that are too big to fit into my scrap drawers. And I keep them in like a pizza box sized packaging box. It's not an actual pizza box, but it's the same size. And I'm going to be honest, I often forget about them. I'm really good at using my scrap paper drawers because they're really easy to access. They're straight under my desk and they're color coded, so I can find pretty quickly what I'm looking for. But these bigger pieces that don't fit into the drawers, I don't know. I think it's a combination of being too awkward to actually get to them. They're stored under stuff and I forget that they're there. And they're not sorted by colour. They're kind of just all plonked in the box. So my tip is to try and keep your scraps accessible. And you're more likely to use them up. If you have any other scrap paper tips, actually let me know how you store your scraps and what strategy works for you, because I think it's all trial and error to see what works for your process style. I know that I work mainly by colour, so I definitely sort mine by colour, but other people sort theirs by manufacturer or by collection, keeping all the same collection together. So let me know your scrappy tips and tricks in the comments, and we can see maybe some people might find a piece of information, a tip that could work for them. So these are photos of Archie from quite a while ago, and the buns, Poppet and Frida. And I'm really glad that I have these photos looking back on them now, now that little Pops is no longer with us. But I took these photos of Archie, and the boy loves his herbs. Now, he would often ask if he could feed the buns and feed himself at the same time using their food. Parsley was a favourite of his, and his current favourite at the moment is mint. So he will often go out into our little deck where we have a mint plant. And the other day he asked if he could borrow the cobweb, like the spider web brush. And he said he wanted to do some cleaning and eat some mint. So he was out there with the cobweb brush, brushing away cobwebs, and then picking himself a couple of sprigs of mint and just eating them straight off the plant. He probably had a good, I would say about 6 different mouthfuls of mint. Just a side note, if you can hear the ghostly wails in the background, or it sounds like I have a humpback whale in my dining room, it's just Archie procrastinating from going to bed for the 59th million night in a row. So I do apologise if you can hear his little noises in the background, but I wanted to add some texture to this page. I matted these 3 photos together, and I have to say it's not a layout that I do often in a horizontal format. So quite often I will, if I'm doing multiple photos on one of these smaller, this is a 9x12 layout, I think, and quite often I will make a photo strip going vertically on the page, but I very rarely do it horizontally. And I don't know, I like it, but it's different. I feel like the page should be sideways. And it's funny how we get into these layout like formats that we just fall back on, and if we try to tweak it a little bit, it can feel a little bit strange. And I think this one, when I was making it, I remember thinking, I am not sure that this was the best choice at this point, but I went on with it. And I think the problem was because I still had that extra 3x4 photo that I was going to use. In the end, I didn't use it. I felt like these 3 photos were enough, and it didn't need any extra bits and pieces. So those little 2 bunny, what are they called? Rosettes, that's what they are. I was going to call them ribbonettes. Those little bunny rosettes, I had been hoarding them for ages. They were from 2 different collections, both crepe paper. I don't know which collections though. And I find the rosettes hard to scrap with. I'm not sure what it is about them, but I feel like, I just feel strange sticking them down. So I thought this was a good opportunity to put them on there because there's 2 bunnies, 2 rosette, boom, Bob's your uncle, get them on the page off the sticker sheet so that I can enjoy them on a finished page rather than stress about not getting them used and having a sticker sheet that still has stickers half used left on it. Going through and just going for my usual lots of hearts, lots of pink. This was a very typical Inkie page with all of the hearts and the pink bits everywhere. I struggle with silver quite a lot, and this thicker sheet had been in my stash for a while, and I decided to use the word sweetheart here on as the title for this page, and I like it, I really do, but I'm not sure if it's because the letters in sweet are a bit of a different pink than the rest of the pinks on the page. But I'm glad that I use so many different types of pink elements. So if you're ever worried about not being able to match the shades of a particular color, just use all of them. That's my best tip, to try and overcompensate for how many different shades of pink there possibly could be. Instead of trying to match just 1 or 2 shades, I just plonked all of the shades on there, and I think it just makes the page go a little bit better together, and you can't tell as obvious that things came from different collections or different companies. So I've got my title on, and I've got my 2 big clusters, adding some journaling here on a piece of this background paper that was quite plain and blank. It was the perfect place for me to just pop a little bit of journaling there. And I'm trying to figure out, it felt like this page needed something else. I didn't know exactly what, so I was looking to see if I had a large pink label that I could use. I get a lot of questions about this container. This is the top of is it steamer, I think. I bought it from Woolworths, from Woolies here in Oz, and it's just a plastic container. I think it's actually it could be meant for food storage, I don't know, or it could just be in the laundry section. But it's a great little container if you're looking for something to pop bits and pieces in, and it goes into a larger plastic container as well. Sticking on a little Inkie printable, a little heart that I need to print more of because they're probably one of my favourite printable releases that I've had, and I'm totally out of them. And then I needed a doodly border because there was so much going on this page that it needed reining in a little bit. But that's the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would really be interested to know what your favourite layout or project life page that I've had on so far, and there will be more PL coming up. I know I'm doing more layouts at the moment, but there is more PL coming up as well. Don't forget to head over to Let's Get Inkie tomorrow, and I really do appreciate all of the thumbs up on these videos. It just helps my channel out a lot, and it helps me be discovered by new inklets that haven't discovered me yet. It comes up in their recommended videos, and I thank all of you for watching along this month. All right, peeps, have a great week. See you tomorrow. Bye.